2027. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Good morning, Ashir Rashid, Rishabh Pal, Adarsh Dubey, Nikhil Jha. Good morning, Gautam Kumar, Indra Jyoti Mundal. Vishal Mishra, Scorer. Good morning. Kanshi Parideep. Good morning. Vaibhav Lakshmi. Jai Hind. Good morning. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Good morning, Nidhi. Good morning, Yash. All right. In the last class, we had just started off with basic understanding of democracy, basic understanding of features of democracy, and the limitations of democracy. Democracy, as we know, the rulers are elected by the people. That is the most simplest definition that we know as of now. Correct? And under features of democracy, what did we see? We saw 4 features. 4 features were, number 1, there should be political equality. The people should have the ultimate decision-making power. Even the powerful should lose, and so on. So, when we were looking at those features, we understood that the features of democracy is something which we cannot find maybe in Pakistan, which we cannot find maybe in USA, because there are only 2 parties. There is no diversity there. You only have 2 political parties there. And even if we take the case of China, you only have a single party rule there. See, it is still election only. Whatever you say, it is still an election. That is the point here. People are elected. That is, only those people who are members of Communist Party of China, only they can actually stand for election, and they have to get the clearance. And even representatives from the military also can be sent there. The candidates can be even from the military. So it is a democracy because elections are there. Are people electing them? Definitely yes. But is there a variety? Is there a choice? No, that is not there. Whereas in USA also, if you see that sense, only 2 parties are there, Democrats and Republics. Even if I'm not satisfied with Democrat, I'm not satisfied with Republic, I cannot form a third new party. I have to content myself with these 2 parties, whatever it is. Coming to India, that is not the case. Tomorrow, if anybody feels that they don't want to be part of NDA, they don't want to vote for India Alliance also, they can start their own new party. This is the idea here. Clear? Then we saw the limitations of democracy. One of the major limitations of a democratically elected form of government is what we saw: political instability. We saw that example also from 90s, how or rather from the 70s onwards, we saw how a single party rule led to a multi-party rule. Then again it came back to a single party. Then again it went back to multi-party. Now again single, then again multi-party. So it is going on changing. You cannot make any prediction with regard to either the outcome of the election or how the governance in the country will be maybe in another 5 years. Simply not possible. Got it? Then corruption is there. Freebie culture is there. On top of it, you also have this issue where people will not vote objectively. They will vote only on the basis of caste, color, creed, sex, language, region, religion, etc. And that is also one of the reasons why we saw the quality of the MPs in our class has actually declined or deteriorated. These things we saw in our yesterday's class. All right. Now let us take it a little more further from there. Today we'll be covering advantages of democracy, constitution, constituent assembly, philosophy of the constitution. Now you must understand here, from this point onwards, we will be actually touching on those topics which are given in Lakshmikant. Just a minute. So consider this only as a trailer. Don't take it as, oh, okay, now here itself we'll cover everything. No, what is given in Lakshmikant is a little more in depth and in detail. We will take it up there. But as of now, this is considered this like I told you, polity is a subject where what is going to come next, a trailer will be shown always in the penultimate chapters. So we are going to see and get exposed to more concepts with regard to our constitution, its working, etc. Let us see now. Advantages of democracy. Democracy is better than any other government in responding to the needs of the people. A democracy requires that the rulers have to attend to the needs of the people. Or in other words, a democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government. So this is the next highlight. Accountability. Needs of the people. What do the people want? Government will have to deliver it. What if you don't deliver it? Then you will lose the next election. As simple as that. So, whatever the people demand, will the government have to deliver it? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately. Why I am using the word unfortunately is that sometimes it is good. Say for example, when is it good? COVID-19. Government responded. However, it was because considering that we are having more than 140 crore population, the way the state as well as central government handled the pandemic, that was quite remarkable. I don't think this is a English batch. Pinnacle batch is actually English. Please check it up again, people. So this is COVID-19. Government did whatever was needed. Then, what is the problem with this response system? Freebies. Getting the point here, the freebie culture. So in a freebie culture, what happens is, if the people are demanding freebies, government is accountable. Government has to provide it. Whether it is causing an economical loss to the government, whether it is bad for the government, even then, government will have to provide it. And that is the reason why you would have seen it in the last 1 year. In almost all the state elections, votes were being garnered in the form of what? Okay, we will give you this free, we will give you that free, we will give this much money every month for ladies. Into their account we will put this much and this much of money. Those were what they offered. Even though freebie culture is very bad economics. Getting the point here. This is the idea. Moving on. Democracy is based on consultations and discussions. Thus, democracy improves the quality of decision making. Democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. That means debates, discussions, that is how decisions are made. And often it is believed that democracy can improve the quality of decision making. See, obviously, that is the point here. It is not about whether government, that is the whole logic here. People really don't know what they want. People only want what is required temporarily. They are not thinking in terms of capital expenditure, how many jobs will be created, how it will affect the government. My tax money is only going for giving free electricity or free bus ride or free monthly pension for women. People don't want to think any of this. They just want somehow to manage, they just want something where they can manage their expenses in a day. They are happy with that. That is the reality today. So coming back now, does democracy improve the quality of decision making? Well, post Operation Sindoor, I agree, Operation Sindoor is not over yet. It is still an ongoing operation. But at least after the major retaliation was given by the Indian government, we know one thing. What did the government do? Government actually appointed people from the India Alliance, MPs, picked up MPs from the opposition and asked them, listen, you people go to different parts of the world and tell these countries what Pakistan has done to us. Opposition could have told, no, that and all we won't do. You only go. No, they went. Why? Because when it comes to an external threat or attack, we have to stand as one unit. So opposition also, MPs from the opposition agreed to it and they went. They informed the countries about what is the ground reality here and they came back. That is the beauty. That is the beauty of a democracy. And it provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. That is, you can find out a way by which to solve a problem, a difference of opinion. Why? You can have debates and discussions in the parliament, be it Lok Sabha, be it Rajya Sabha. You can have debates. Discussions. Now, if you remember, just a few months before the budget was announced, Jairam Ramesh MP, he used to give these press statements where he was going on telling that reduce the or increase the tax slab so that people will have some money in their hands. Don't keep such a low tax slab. So finally, whether government listened to it or not, we don't know. But one thing we know is that finally government yielded. Government raised the income tax limits, whereby which we are now left with more money and we can spend that money. So that is the beauty of a democracy. Sometimes the best ideas or the ideas of how to take the nation forward can come even from the opposition. And such decisions actually does what? It enhances the dignity of the citizens. How does it enhance the dignity? Because if government is not taking care of what people want, opposition will start voicing the people's thoughts. Because it was one thing was very clear, that is, many were expecting, including myself, that 2024 when elections are there around the corner, some tax relief, some tax benefits will come. Nothing came in. On top of it, income is not to that high level where we can afford anything and everything. Prices have gone up, salaries have not gone up to that extent. The government cannot ask people basically for what? Okay, you sit and pay the taxes, but we cannot increase your salary. That also government cannot do. Government cannot go and tell the private companies also, we will increase the salary. Go on, start increasing the salary. That also they cannot do. So what is the next thing to, what is there within the hands of the government? Reduce the tax percentage so that people will have more money in their hands. That decision, as of now, humble estimates, cost to government for reducing tax slab. That is around rupees 1 lakh crore. Getting the picture? Getting the point here? This is the idea. So government decided to take the loss. It is okay. Even if we are going to get less taxes collected, it is fine. Enhances the dignity of the individual now. Why dignity? Because ultimately it is the people's choice. What do the people want? Clear? Moving on. Democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. It allows us to correct its own mistakes. So best example here again is the 3 farm bills. I am not calling the 3 farm bills a mistake. So 3 farm bills was supposed to revolutionize the Indian agriculture sector. Now I'll very briefly tell you what this is about. The core aspect of this bill was, now this is a stylus, okay. Then there is this phone, smartphone. Like that, many items are there in this room, which I can buy from anywhere, sell anywhere, buy from anywhere, sell anywhere, how much ever I want, whatever quantities I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. I can do this with any good in the country other than agricultural goods. Tax slab means a rate, at what rate it is. That is, taxes collected at what percentage. From after, sorry, not percentage, that is, let us say your income is more than 12 lakhs. So up to 12 lakhs, no taxes. Up to 12 lakhs, you don't have to pay any tax. After 12 lakhs only, your tax percentages will start. So that is what you call a slab. Slab means a level, like a ceiling. So agricultural goods alone, vegetables, fruits, etc., whatever it is, they have to be sold and bought only from a mandi. Only from a mandi you have to go and buy it. Mandi simply means market. And that too, there are limits on the quantity. This much of quantity only you can buy. This much of quantity, that is 20 kilo, 30 kilo, 40 kilo, whatever it is. You have a limit on it. It is not that I can go to the mandi and purchase how much ever vegetables I want from there. No, that I cannot do. So, one was buy and sell anywhere. A. B. No restriction in the quantity. No restriction. Buy how much ever you want, sell how much ever you want. Then leasing plus entering into agreements. Leasing and entering into agreements simply means, let us say I am Ambani. Or okay, I am a farmer. I can enter into a deal with any businessman, where the businessman will tell me, okay, I need this many kilos of potato within 3 months. I'll be like, oh, okay, at this price I will buy it from you. So a price is determined, everything is determined, and I will also be provided with what? The seeds, the fertilizers, everything from the side of Reliance. I have to grow potato and give it to them. Getting the point here. What is not fair, Ankita? This is the only idea there. So, this is the crux of the 3 farm bills, okay? But the problem what happened here was that farmers started protesting against it. So government asked, okay, what is your problem? Which clause of the bill you have a problem with? Farmers were like, forget the clause. We don't even want the bill. We don't want the bill at all. Take it out completely. The reality, if you look at it, if you look at the data, etc., what the data tells is the condition of Indian farmers has not changed much since 1947. Getting the point here? No change in the situation. Then 86% of the farmers, if you actually see, are actually small and marginal farmers. What do you mean by small and marginal farmers? That small and marginal farmers means these are farmers who are owning very small plots of land. Very, very small plots of land. They cannot invest very big machinery or very big, fertilizers, chemicals, high yielding variety of seeds and all, because land size is so small. So if I want to, let us say, now I want to invest in centralized AC system for my small 2 BHK flat. It will be a very bad idea, right? Because centralized AC means you need to have a complete separate unit, you need to have so many machineries, etc. And you need an engineer to maintain it. All that is there. For a 2 BHK flat, why do you need that much? Maybe one AC in a bedroom, more than sufficient. Getting the point here. So size of a area matters when you are. How farmers protest? What do you mean by that, Priyansh? Okay, I have opened a Pandora's box. Interesting. So, where was I? So, when your land size is very, very small, you won't invest in heavy machinery and all. You will just do basic level of investments. Basic level investment means maximum you will only go for what? A tractor. Other than tractor, they won't invest in any other machine. So, 3 farm bills basically give permission for 3 main things. Other provisions and clauses are there, but 3 main clauses, what was it? Buy from wherever you want. Sell how much ever you want. Quantity, no restriction. Any amount of quantity I can buy, I can sell. Leasing with leasing plus agreements means what? If I am a farmer also, even if I am a farmer, I need not actually till my land. I can give it under lease. Give it maybe to Ambani, Adani, whoever it is. You use my land. Grow whatever you want. Give me a monthly rent. Enough. I don't want to work hard. I don't want to break my bone. The risk, everything is with Ambani or Adani. And in all these, one of the interesting clause was that farmer will never lose their land. That is, even if you have agreed to enter into leases or agreement with the government, not the government, with Ambani, Adani, etc. And let us say due to some adverse weather event, bad rain, etc., or too much of heat, farmers were not able to provide whatever Ambani asked, like potato, vegetable, fruits, whatever. Can Ambani use that agreement and say that, see, you didn't provide me with 50 kilos of potato, so therefore I am taking this much portion of your land? No. Whatever it is, farmer will never lose their land. That was the guarantee in the three bills. But like how some people have pointed out here rightly, because ours is a democracy, because our farmers are ill-informed, and because whatever we do in our country, ultimately we have to deal with one major nonsense here, which is caste. Farmers started protesting. Farmers actually started protesting that these bills are bad, bills are bad. One of the major reasons why they protested was they were telling that leasing or any such agreement that will actually make them lose their land. Everything will go to corporate. Corporates will take over. These were some of the arguments given. Whereas world over, forget India. You take USA, you take Europe, you take even the Southeast Asian nations, these provisions are already there. You can enter into agreements, you can sell whatever you want, buy whatever you want, etc. So, if you notice, in India especially, you are never going to see big refrigerated trucks in which leasing and again was having a clause which gives SDM. Vikrant, just give the remaining portion also. Refrigerated trucks were there. Or sorry, refrigerated trucks where you have what? Fruits and vegetables placed inside. That you are never going to find. In fact, in our country, where do you get fruits and vegetables? On the road. On the road you get it. House flies, insects, everything will be there. Why is it that this system is not there in our country? Why it is not there? Because big investors will never come. See, Vikrant, SDM, that is that is because you're not aware as to who is in power when it comes to district level disputes. District level disputes with regard to land, that is always dealt by the subdivisional magistrate, assistant collector, sub collector, etc., etc., etc. See, I will tell you, this whole thing, this whole clause, buy and sell quantity, this is already existing in the state of Kerala. This is already there. People are buying and selling whatever they want, how much ever they want. Let us say my father is having a coconut plantation there. So my father did not actually go to the mandi and sell it. He can sell it to any private player. Do you think that freedom is there for the farmers in North India? Selling any quantity restriction. There is no restriction in quantity there. How much ever you want, you buy. How much ever you want, you take and go. How much ever if you want, you go export it. Leasing an agreement. Many are doing it. So if you go to the state of Kerala today, one interesting scenario you will observe is, when you go to these paddy field, you will hear Bihari, Assamese, even to some extent UP or Bhojpuri songs. That is, farmer songs are there. Farmer songs, when they sow, harvest, etc. Those songs you will hear. Why? People who are working there are actually from those states. They have taken it on lease. Who is the owner of the land? Owner of the land is a Keralite. But what he has done is he has given it to some private company. Yeah, grow whatever you want, go. That is the reality. Getting the point here. Mandi have middlemen. See, Hemant, the point here is farmers never debated or discussed. They selected a few leaders because again, village and rural areas, caste is what dominates. So the upper caste will dominate any debate and discussion. So that is one of the fundamental issues in Indian society. Even when we say we are democracy, democratically we are strong, often what we see is it is a domination by the upper caste or the caste which is, what is it? Important from an election perspective. Yes, in Karnataka it is there. See, we didn't do that initially because we were a very poor country back then. So what we did at that point of time initially, because if I tell you that there was a time period when we used to import food from USA. That is the rule. Those are the rule, Priyanshu. That is the rule. They don't sell directly. They can't sell means the law should be changed at the state level. Initially, why we didn't do it is because obviously farmers were very, very poor back then. So how to sell or buy? Because everybody were poor. Like I told you, at the time of independence, 86% of population is illiterate. With majority into what type of occupation? Agriculture. So farmers only knew to grow things. They didn't know where to sell it, what is the market price. So what the government did was that if this is an area, for this entire area, they said, okay, whoever is growing vegetables, fruits, whatever you're growing here, you will sell your product in this mandi. Designated mandis were given, where farmers will come, sell their produce, and then they will get their price and they will go back. But slowly, what happened was that these mandis became places of what? Mafia. They will decide what should be the price. They will decide what should be the quantity, everything. So if I had to buy something from here also, I should go into the mandi in bulk if I needed to buy. In bulk if I needed to buy, I needed to take a license, all of that. And no storage facility, nothing. So getting a license or getting a permit, anything I wanted to get, then what I have to do? Bribe again. Getting the point here. So overall what you are seeing is this system actually crippled Indian agriculture. Although, why did the government start it initially? Because our farmers were poor. Back then we did not have these many industrialists and all. We were a very, very, very poor country. Private players as such were very less in this country. Other than one Tata, one Birla, hardly anybody was there. Everything, even only one major buyer at that point of time was government. That answer I will come to. So, who used to dominate these mandis? Basically the rich farmers. And how they used to dominate? By putting limits on quantity, price. What used to happen was that they will always crippled. Crippled means no leg, breaking the leg, removing the leg. Limits on quantity and price. So putting a restriction on the price means what? Farmer will get less money. Now with that less money, what will I do? My daughter's wedding is there, or my son wants to go to the city and do some business. I need more money. So what I will do? I will go to the rich farmer again. Rich farmer will give me or lend me money at the interest rate of 36 percentage to 120 percentage depending upon the season. And this is only the interest rate. It is not even the principal. This is the reality. This is the interest that you have to pay back if you have borrowed a certain money. This is their major source of business. Major source. Why? Because it is completely in cash transaction. There is no way by which any government can track it, and completely tax-free. Got the picture here? So even if you would have observed back then when these protests were happening, some of the farmers, grandsons, granddaughters, etc., they came traveling all the way from UK to India to protest. From UK to India, they came to protest. Why? Because that much money was involved there. That is, if these bills would have become a reality, means their main source of income would have got cut off. They have to make it a privilege for small and marginal farmers only. Not possible again. Because like I told you, in village areas, what is the main dominant behavior? Caste. One of the major challenges what you also will face once you get your posting, especially your rural posting, once you get, you will have to fight against this system, the caste system. People are not going to listen to you. People will be only like, you are here only for 3 years. You will go away. We have to live in this place. We will follow by our rules and our laws and our culture, our parampara. That's it. That is how people will behave. So that is the reality. So all this tells us what? Does it really help us to correct our own mistakes? Are yaar. 36 percentage to 120%. 36 to 120, not 36 or 120. So people, I don't know, you people are staying in cities, I guess. In rural areas especially, let us say you borrowed 100 rupees this week. Within 1 month, if you don't pay it back, the interest rate is 120 rupees. And this is especially, this is the 120 rupees. This is interest. Then you have to pay the other 100 also, the principal. So totally how much you end up paying? 220 rupees. For how much you borrowed? 100. That is the reality. For 1 month and all, or for a very short while when you are asking for money, maybe for a season to buy new seeds, buy fertilizers, etc., high interest rate you end up paying. If it is for a longer duration, then again the same thing. Let us say you borrowed 100 rupees and it is for 1 year. That is 12 months. So each month you will pay 36 rupees. Interest. You will keep paying this 36. So if you calculate it, 36 into 3 months itself will give you what? 108 rupees. Correct? That means I borrowed 100 and in 3 months I have already paid 108. So it should get over. No, it won't get over. It will only get over when you pay back the principal amount. And in whichever month you pay back the principal amount, only in that month you will have to, you can stop paying the interest. Otherwise you keep paying it. If the father dies in the process, son pays. If son dies in the process, the grandson pays. Like that, for generations, one family will become what? Under debt. Getting the point here? This is how it works. This is how it keeps on going in rural area. Generation and generation of farmers keeps paying. And they think, oh, this is fine. This is okay. Because for 25, 30 years, they are used to the system. They think this is the right system. You go there with your IAS, with your, formal shirts, nice sari, dressed up well. You go there, try to tell them, no, article this, that, constitution, equality, etc., they are not even going to listen to you. Absolutely. So where is the democracy here? Where is the political equality here? Yeah, one right, one vote, everything is there, agreed. But the reality is what? The reality is that the lower caste farmers or the poor farmers are always going to listen to the upper caste or rich farmers only. If they tell tomorrow, vote for that party, they will go and vote only for that party. They are not even going to think how it is going to benefit them, how it is going to affect them, nothing. Village has decided that we should vote for this party in the next election. We will vote. This is the thing. Getting the point here. So voting behavior itself, if you take, it is collectivism, not individualism. Collectivism means what? She voted for, oh, you voted for them, then I will also vote for them. Oh, you voted for that fellow, then I will also vote for that fellow. That's collectivism. You're not applying your brain there. Whether this person deserves my vote or not. Main problem is that. Main problem in India itself is that. So simple. We are talking so much about constitution, right to equality, etc. All of you here in the chat section, go tell your parents just for fun, I will marry somebody from outside my caste. I'm more important. What is important for me is the person should be very well educated, should be well read, should be, should have a decent speaking skills. This is what I look for. And I need an educated family. I'm not worried about the caste. Try going and telling this to your parents. You will be made keema within the next half an hour. That's the point here. So you cannot remove it from the equation. Getting the point here. So ultimately, whatever decisions an average Indian household takes, it is not objective, it is not logical. It is purely on the basis of what? Emotion. Caste emotion. Getting the point here, people? Now let us come to constitution. Why a constitution? First, it generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kind of people to live together. For different types of people to live together, it generates a certain sense of trust and coordination. Exactly. Second, it specifies how the government will be constituted, who will have power to take which decisions. How the government will be constituted means how it is going to be elected, who is the chief minister, who are the council of ministers, who is the prime minister, who are the council of ministers, all of that. Third, it lays down limits on the powers of the government and tells us what the rights of the citizens are. That is, it lays down limits on the powers of the government, what the government can do and cannot do. So in India, basically, if you see, we have rights. We have caste shall be eliminated from our society. You start from you onwards, Riddhi. Try marrying somebody from another caste. That's it. That is the only solution. Marry somebody from another caste. If you are alive, great. If something happens, my condolences. What the rights of the citizens are means what? Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are there. Fundamental rights means these rights cannot be taken away. by the government or by the parliament. Unless it is according to some procedure clearly established by law or some condition which is also established by law. That means, other than the conditions given within the constitution, no power on this earth can take away my or your fundamental rights. Getting the point here? Only through inner consciousness, caste or religion differences can be eliminated. See, all that are wishful thinking. Please understand, those all are wishful thinking. So the other day I was reading a news. I'm not going to take the name of the state here. Girl ran away with a... Okay, ran away is a very bad English. It's basically eloped. A girl eloped with a boy of a lower caste. What did her family members do? So around 30 or 40 men in her family, uncles, cousins, brothers, father, everybody put together, they went and removed tortured their entire hair. They shaved their head. Why? Because to wash off that sin. Because the girl ran away with a guy from a lower caste. So, it is pap now. It's bad omen. It's bad. It's yuck. Now what to do? How to clean? How to purify myself? How to purify my soul now? Shave the head. Shave the head of all the men in the family. This is the way this country is functioning after 75 years of independence. Getting the point here. This is the nature. Moving on. So fundamental rights cannot be taken away. And no law should be passed either by the parliament or by the state legislative assembly, or even any action taken by the government should not take away the fundamental rights or should not affect the fundamental rights. Getting the point here? Fourth, it expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. That is exception, Naman Kuvera. It expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. That is to create an ideal society. Creating an ideal society where everybody is living happily, everybody is living very cooperatively, coordinated, brotherhood, all of that. Excuse me. So, these are the 4 reasons why you need a constitution. To build trust and coordination between the people, how the government will be constituted. 1 minute. Number 3, the rights of the citizens. And number 4, finally we have what? It expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. Equality, fraternity, justice, liberty, all of that. We'll come to that. These are the 4 reasons. Why have I given it to you as it is from the NCERT is, even any sentence can be picked up from here and given as what? A prelims question. So these things, what you do is you reread it multiple times till the point it becomes very well embedded inside your brain. Clear? Any doubts so far? Any questions? The PDF Akansha Verma that is shared with the Pinnacle batch students, people who have enrolled for the course, they will be getting the PDF. All right. Now let us look into again, please understand, this is just a trailer to whatever we are going to see in Lakshmikant again. In Lakshmikant, we'll be taking up again the full-fledged, what is it? Not necessary, Priyanshu, because see, anyway, you will be getting this PDF and you will also be getting the notes also in the PDF format. That also you will be getting. I would recommend to you, you take down running notes if you are falling sleepy or something, because online class. So that is one thing. Second thing what I want you to do is, whatever notes you get, then and there, read it. Then and there on the same day, read it. All right, Ankita, thank you. So taking it further forward, this, why in this color I have given it is, this is history. Constitution's origin, how did it all start, etc. Again, like I told you, a brief glimpse it is. Briefly, we will go through it. Full-fledged when we enter into Lakshmikant. As far back as in 1928, Motilal Nehru and 8 other Congress leaders drafted a constitution for India. In 1931, the resolution at the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress dwelt on how independent India's constitution should look like. It'll come to you, don't worry. It's just a matter of time. So, the resolution at the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress dwelt on how independent India's constitution should look like. That means very, very long ago. Very long ago. That is after 1947. We basically, what is it? Started framing our constitution, etc. It is true. We sat down and started framing it. But the idea for it, or the real work for it, we had started years ago. 1928, Motilal Nehru. 1931, Karachi session of Indian National Congress. Both these documents were committed to the inclusion of universal adult franchise, right to freedom and equality, and to protecting the rights of minorities in the Constitution of Independent India. 4 things. First is universal adult franchise. 1 person, 1 vote, 1 value. I have only right to 1 vote and it only has 1 value, which is 1. Second one is what? Right to freedom and equality. Some certain freedom will be given to you. Freedom means not that, okay, I want to go and punch somebody's nose, so I'll punch him and come back. No. That is not the case. Freedom is there, which will help in my mental and physical development and help in realizing my ambitions. Then obviously equality. All are equal in front of the law. Everybody will have the same sets of rights, the same law for everyone. Protecting the rights of minorities, people who are actually having, let us say, less number. That is, they are a very small number population-wise in the society. So we need to protect them because they have their own culture. Yesterday, if you remember, I had mentioned about Jarawa tribes. That is particularly vulnerable tribal group. Jarawa. Correct. Thus, some basic values were accepted by all leaders much before the Constituent Assembly met to deliberate on the Constitution. Elections were held in 1937 to provincial legislatures and ministries all over British India. This part you don't worry. This I will explain it to you later. Okay, I'll explain this part when we are taking up constitution in full swing. Because there, then I will explain it to you what you mean by provincial legislatures, provincial assemblies, etc. That is, this provincial legislature, understand only one thing for now, which is province back then. Back then means you are any adult. Yesterday I had explained this concept. Any adult who has crossed 18 years of age. Initially it was 21 at the time of independence. Later they reduced it to 18. Any adult who has crossed 18 years, they are eligible to vote. Any individual who has crossed 18 years, they are eligible to vote. Provincial legislature, it only means state. Back in independent, pre-independent India, that is when British were ruling, there was no concept of state government. Instead, they were called provinces. After independence, when states etc. started forming, we stopped using this term, provincial legislature. Instead, we use today it as state legislature. Clear? Moving on. These were not fully democratic governments. That means the provincial legislatures not fully democratic. Why? Because some of the members, yes, were elected. But some other members were what? Nominated. Nominated by the Viceroy of British India. Getting the point here? So, directly nominating somebody. Okay, you be the minister here, or you be the member here. Like that. That is why we call it as, these were not fully democratic governments. But what was the advantage? So 1937 elections, when these were conducted, and partly elected governments were formed in provinces, it actually exposed Indians how to work or function in a government. Elected government, what are the roles, what are the responsibilities, what are the duties? Indians got the exposure. Civilized way of ruling and governing. That was the major advantage here. So even before independence, we had the idea of constitution. State legislative assemblies, same thing. State legislative assemblies, what is there today? The same meaning. Provincial legislatures. Yeah, we'll come to all that later. Vaibhav Shrimali. So, that is the idea. Indians got the exposure. And from 1928, we had the idea of constitution. 1937, we got exposed to elections. So, all these ideas we took up and we started using it when? After independence. Let us see. Constituent Assembly. Indian Constitution adopted many institutional details and procedures from colonial laws like the Government of India Act 1935. That means our Constitution had borrowed most of its components from this act passed when British was in power in India. So this act, most of this provisions in this act is still there in Indian Constitution. The drafting of the document called the Constitution was done by an assembly of elected representatives called the Constituent Assembly. What do you mean by Constituent Assembly? Elected members. It was an assembly where elected people were there. And what was their main job? To draft a constitution. Drafting a constitution means write it. How should our constitution look like? Elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Its first meeting was held in December 1946. Soon after, the country was divided into India and Pakistan. Constituent Assembly was also divided into Constituent Assembly of India and that of Pakistan. Constituent Assembly that wrote the Indian Constitution had 299 members. Why these points? Partly, if you see, I can call it even as part of modern Indian history, not directly polity here, because there is nothing to discuss from a polity perspective or a governance perspective over here. We were still a new country. We had to understand once the British leave, how should we rule the country? So, through elections, we elected people into the Constituent Assembly, whose job was to write and frame a constitution. And we did that. That is what it all is. Correct? But from here also, UPSC can ask a prelims-oriented question. Multiple times I have asked. That is a different story. So what you do is very quickly read through it once again. And once you are done, please put it up in the chat section. All right. Moving on. The assembly adopted the constitution. Dates, people. 26 November 1949. But it came into effect on 26 January 1950. Now, here comes another question. This date, if you see, it is actually what? 26/11/1949. But if you actually say 26/11, that also means what? Mumbai attacks. Getting the point here? First meeting means, sir, I didn't understand. Chahat, we have not even started our subject yet. Please wait. See, you don't tell me what I have to do. I am in this field for the last 11 years. So I know I have to discuss PYQs. Yesterday in my orientation class also I told you, PYQs we will be discussing. If you feel these are all, oh, full-fledged. No, these are still from the NCERT. Understand. I am covering it here because just in case one word or one sentence comes from there. So we are covering it. We will be taking its main version once we enter into Lakshmikant. Till then, wait. To mark this day, we celebrate January 26 as Republic Day every year. January 26. So, why we are celebrating January 26 as Republic Year? This is one reason. Why? Constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950. Number 2. What is the significance of the date 26/11? When I say what is the significance of this date 26/11, there are two significance. One, it is on that date Constitution was adopted. Second reason, that was the date when Mumbai was attacked. Got the point here? The purpose here, let me tell you, this is what UPSC expects from an aspirant. Common sense. Because when 26/11, when I tell it to you, everybody, whether you are preparing for UPSC or not, immediately you will think about Mumbai attack. Correct. But how many of us will actually think, oh, 26 November, that is when we adopted the constitution? Not many. Even seasoned aspirants also will not be able to think about it, because you're only thinking 26 November. You're not putting it as a date. Getting the point here. So this is the idea. Moving on. Why do we accept the constitution? Expresses broad consensus of its time. Means what? Broad consensus. What do you mean by consensus? Consensus actually means agreement. Clear? It actually means agreement. That means let us all agree on one thing. Let us make a constitution for the people of our country, how our country will be ruled, how it will be governed. Let us agree there. Agree on it. Let us all come together to an agreement and let us do it. Constituent Assembly represented the people of India. It was elected mainly by the members of the existing provincial legislatures. So, Constituent Assembly represented the people of India. How did it represent? That is the next question. Did we conduct direct elections to Constituent Assembly? No. It was elected mainly by the members of the existing provincial legislatures. Whatever state assembly was there. So, provinces were there all over India. Province means modern state. State as in state of Kerala, state of Tamil Nadu, state of UP, state of Bihar, like that. So, when you say provincial assembly or provincial legislature, it actually means state legislature. So the elected members of the provincial legislature, they selected the members for what? The Constituent Assembly. And those members sat together, debated, discussed, etc. and made our constitution. You can call it in a way indirect representation only, indirect election. Clear? So this is the idea. The assembly was dominated by the Indian National Congress. Clear, people? Just a minute. Moving on. Consensus means agreement. Consensus. I wrote down the meaning also, brother. Consensus means agreement. To come to an agreement. Coming to an agreement means let us all agree towards what has to be the nature of our constitution. So 299 members sat together and they all decided, okay, how should the country be run? How should the government be? How should the parliament be? How should the courts be? Who should have more power? How should the prime minister be elected? All of this. Because it cannot be that, okay, only one party, because you must understand here it was dominated by Indian National Congress. That doesn't mean that there were no other parties. There were other small parties also. So everybody had to come to an agreement. And on that basis, only the constitution was formed. That is a fundamental idea. See, West Pakistan, you have to keep adding. First, okay, 1 minute. First of all, Arun Teja Lonka, current logic, only Pakistan. West Pakistan, no need. Why I drew it is considering 1946-47, that time period. That is why I just drew Pakistan there. But other main reason for drawing this map is, this is something which you all should learn to draw in less than 5 seconds. I drew it with 2-3 inks here. But in your mains answer, you will only be drawing it with the same pen with which you are writing. Always keep it in mind. World map, Indian map, you should be able to draw in less than 5 seconds. As simple as that. You have to learn to draw it. And this much is a bare minimum that you need to learn to draw. Bare minimum it is. Getting the point here? Any questions, people? Before I move on to the philosophy of the Constitution. Vimal Maurya, sir, I am class 11th student. Vimal, you can do one thing. You can, you are too young for this now. But still, we have other, I think, Praramb is there. You may contact our, click on the description section, means you will get the contact details of our mentors, etc. So you can log in there and they can guide you. The mentors can guide you. Okay. So philosophy of the Constitution. That means, what is it that our Constitution is trying to say? From where do we get to know what is the crux of our Constitution? Well, we get to know that from the preamble. The preamble of our Constitution. So preamble, that word. Preamble is something. Preamble is like a key, index, content section, or a brief idea about what our Constitution is. 5 seconds, it is possible. That wouldn't have taken 5 seconds, I'm sure. Getting the point here. Moving on. So preamble, when I say it is a key, it is like a mirror, it is like a small door that opens to the Constitution. So you understand the preamble means you will understand what our Constitution was trying to say. For example, we, the people of India, the Constitution has been drawn up and enacted by the people through their representatives and not handed down to them by a king or any outside power. Why? Did the Britishers give us the Constitution? No. It is true, we were inspired. We took inspiration from Government of India Act 1935. That is there. We have taken the content from here. But when you look at it, when you look at the whole thing, how have we done it? Provincial legislatures, elected representatives, they selected the people to Constituent Assembly. From the Constituent Assembly, we got what? the constitution. That means it started from the people to the provincial legislatures, and from provincial legislatures to the constituent assembly, and from there we got the constitution. Nagendra Nawale, it is not that Ambedkar drafted the constitution. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. Ambedkar did not actually draft the constitution. He was the chairman of the drafting committee. That writing work was actually done by another gentleman. Please be please understand. He was the face that is there. Ambedkar definitely was the face of the constitution and he still is. But he was the chairman of the drafting committee. Drafting committee, when I say again, many people are there under it. Not Ambedkar alone. So why you had a chairman is because so that you can question them. Now you have a district collector, why anything wrong happens in the district, you question the district collector. You don't go to the Tahsildar and ask them, what were you doing here? No. That is the job of the collector to ensure that his team is functioning well. Same way, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. Understand that. Moving on now. Sovereign. People have supreme right to make decisions on internal and external matters. No external power can dictate the government of India. What does that mean? People have supreme right to make decisions on internal and external matters. Sovereign, when I say, it simply means what? India does not have to listen to anybody. India can take its own independent stance. If you look at it, currently whatever is happening, you can see it. Is India supporting Iran? Yes. Is India supporting USA? Yes. Is India supporting Russia? Yes. Is India supporting China? Yes. If we are very clear on our policy, it is only with one country, that is Pakistan. We are very clear. That's our attitude towards Pakistan. But with every other major world powers, if you see, we are with Israel, we are also with Palestine. We are with USA, we are also with Russia. We are with Iran, we are also with USA. We are with China, we are also with USA. Trump is doing his maximum. I stopped the war between India and Pakistan. I should be given the Nobel Prize. He is obsessed with his Nobel Peace Prize because Obama got one, he also wants one. So whenever he says, I stopped the war, Modi ji is like, you didn't stop anything. We stopped it only because Pakistan came begging to us. That is why we stopped. So, why are we able to do it? Because we are a sovereign power. We don't have to listen to any country to do anything. We take our own independent decisions. Clear? Socialist. Wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by the society. Government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce socio-economic inequalities. Wealth is generated socially. Correct? After all, social activities socially together only we are generating the wealth. That is correct. Now that wealth, what is generated? Is it getting distributed equally? Is the first and foremost question. So, very quickly Google and tell me, what is the level of inequality in wealth in the country? Anyone? Yeah, imaging facts. M. Lakshmikant is sufficient for polity. Aditi, I want a value. I don't want extremely high, extremely low. No, I want proper value. In my class, as well as henceforth, whenever you speak, you write, don't use these exaggerated expressions, but find out how much is it. Like correct value. Correct. Top 10 percentage holds 77 percentage. 10 percent or 75 percentage. I agree with all of that. It's more than 40. 1 percentage, 40. That is okay. So, top 10 percentage, this is from Economic Times, owns approximately 72.5 percentage of wealth. Bottom 50 percentage owns just 6.4 percentage. Then are we still, can we call ourselves a socialist country is the question. Do one thing, take a 15-minute break and we will be back. if we were actually going back and just seeing what it is, sovereign we saw. Yes, we are a sovereign country. Biggest and best example for that is obviously our foreign policy. Our current foreign policy is a clear indication of the fact that we are what? We are actually a sovereign country. We follow our own policy here. Then, socialist. Wealth is generated socially, should be given, etc. Fine, we saw that. But then what is the reality? Reality. So different reports are there. Some are telling bottom 50% is owning only 3%, 6%, whatever. But ultimate reality is what? The bottom 50% of our population, that is roughly 70 crore of the people. 70 crore people are owning just 3% of assets. Now another data similar to this is 81 crore people are dependent on government of India for ration. Hello? 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 People, please check your own audio. Alright, thank you, Yash. So, coming back here, 70 crore people only owning either 3% or 6% of the assets. 81 crore people dependent on ration, food ration from the government of India. This clearly tells us what? This clearly tells us that we are a very poor country. Because if I keep 140 crore as the population of the country, ease of calculation, 140 crore. If I keep 140 crore as the total population of the country, what is half of that? 70 crore. Bottom 50% is owning only 6.4% of wealth. 70 crore people are only owning 6% or 3%, whatever. That means very less they are having. And it is that same 70 crore who is the 70 crore is also part of another program. Which program is that? Anna Yojana. Food. Government of India's ration scheme. So what is our understanding then? Got the point here? So, is this socialism? Got the point here? There is a reason why I took a little more time to draw this diagram and put it in this format. And again, you could have seen here I wrote it in another format. These are the one of the way by which you can represent things, be it in your answer sheet or be it in your notes. Because when once you make a diagram like this and you highlight things like this, that is forever going to it will remain in your head. And these are datas which you can use even for your GS paper 1 society. Because these are social issues. Getting the point here? These are social issues where 14 crore is the 11 crore, 70 crore. These are the people who are traveling in your Rolls Royce, Maybachs, Porsche, BMWs, Ferraris, etc. Car names which we won't even know how to pronounce it properly. These are the people who are actually struggling in life. 81 crore people. Getting the picture here? So then, can we say, is this socialism then? Have we achieved the ideal of socialism? Because this number here clearly tells me that the country is still poor. Correct? The country is still a poor country. We still have miles to go. Society is capitalist by nature. Now, Vaibhav, maybe now in this last few years, we can say we are slowly moving towards a capitalist society. But not early. At least till 1991. Getting the point here? Moving on. Secular. Now, secular is one word which I think which has been rather exploited by the media and by many people. I am a very secular individual. Some people will say, I'm a very secular person. I'm a secular person. Secular person. What is a secular, first of all? That is a wrong usage. Because when we say India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, we are talking about the government there. Government is sovereign. Government is socialist. Government is secular. Government is democratic. Government is a republic. Getting the point here? As an individual, I am religiously tolerant. Tolerant. For me, my religion, my beliefs are important for me. Obviously, I cannot say that, okay, I will treat all the religions equally. Why should I treat? Why should I treat all the religions equally? Nobody will treat it. I will respect all the religions. Yes, I will. I will respect their religious practices. Yes, I will. I am tolerant towards their religious practice. Yes, again. But am I secular? No. I need not be secular. Who should be secular? Government should be secular. Understand this very, very thoroughly, because in the media and all, I have many times I have seen, I don't know who gave these people their journalism degrees also, because this is something very, very, very elementary. Citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion, but there is no official religion. That is, the state does not have an official religion. Pakistan has an official religion, that is Islam. Bangladesh is now thinking to remove secular from their constitution and adopt Islam as their official religion. They are thinking about it. They are contemplating it. They are not done it yet. They are thinking about it. Why have they not done it yet? Afraid of India. They will have China support, they will have Pakistan support, whatever they say, that is of no use, right? Because on all three sides, they are surrounded by whom? They are surrounded by India. Correct? They are surrounded by India. Then from India, if they want to run away and go, they'll have to go and jump into the sea. So Bangladesh cannot survive by completely doing whatever they want and ignoring India completely. Getting the point here? So Bangladesh is put a threat. We are thinking we will drop secular. We will become a completely Islamic country. They are thinking about it. Then we will have two basket cases then. One basket case on our left, on our west, and another basket case in our east. It will become official then. Anyway, government treats all religious beliefs and practices with equal respect. Get it very, very clear, people. So an individual is not secular. Government has to be secular. Every individual has the complete freedom to practice the religion of his or her choice. They can even say, my religion Sindabad. Even that is also permitted. Individual can do that. Can government say, this religion Sindabad? No. Government cannot do it. Government has to be secular. Government has to what? Treat all the religions equally. Sovereign, done. I gave you the example of foreign policy. Socialist, I told you. Maybe when you look at the Akdas, the facts and the figures, it doesn't look like we have achieved the ideal of socialism. Secular, government has to treat all the religions equally. 3. Exceptions are there. Exceptions are there. That is some religion which is like less in number. We give certain provision, special provision to ensure that that religion is protected. It is not targeted. In Pakistan, it is completely okay if you go and destroy a temple or go and destroy a Sikh temple, a Buddhist temple, a Jain temple, etc. You go and destroy it. It is completely okay. Because anything that will help in the spread of Islam is considered okay inside Pakistan. Getting the picture here. So, coming back now. Democratic. A form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rulers and hold them accountable. The government is run according to some basic rules. Correct? Ours is a democratic country. No doubt about it. Our constitution also wanted that. People enjoy equal political rights. Again, keep it in mind. Democracy's fundamental principle is what? It's about political rights. Is government secular at present? Very nice question, Navya. Now with this one question, what will happen is I can become viral. I can get a lot of hate. I can even, if I'm very, very lucky, I can lose my job. Multiple things can happen. See, there are two narratives to it. Is the government directly funding any one religion? Supporting any one religion using taxpayers' money? Any one religion, is the government supporting it that way? No. Yes, at all levels, Ankita. Government at all levels. That is not happening. Then, what some people or the media are telling, say for example, why is the Prime Minister going and attending a function of a temple? You go back a few years or many years back. We have Prime Ministers attending functions at the church. We have Prime Ministers attending functions at the mosque. So the question what the supporters of the government is telling is, when you don't have a trouble when the Prime Minister attends the mosque, a function at the mosque, or a function at the church, why are you having only trouble when the Prime Minister attends a function at the temple? Because if the idea is of secularism, then every religion should be treated equally. It is not that the majority religion will be treated disfavorably and only the minority religions will be what? Protected. Majority religion will be told, go, do whatever you want. That cannot be done, right? When taxpayers' money is being used directly for the promotion or for strengthening the religious belief of one particular religion, then we can say the country is not secular anymore or the government is not secular anymore. Simply because the prime minister or the chief minister or any minister for that matter attended a religious event, went and attended, became a chief guest at a religious place, that cannot be considered as ground for what? As ground for that the country is not secular. Got the point here? Because I will tell you, in India, we take the positive meaning of secularism. I will take it up again when we are discussing Lakshmikant. Positive meaning of secularism means government will support all the religions in the same way. That is, if tomorrow, if somebody calls the chief minister for a function that is happening at a mosque, chief minister can go there. Somebody calls at a temple, chief minister can go there. Because equal treatment. Can Trump do this? Donald Trump, can he do it in USA? An event at the church, and can he go there and take part in it? Actually, no. Why? Because the West has the negative meaning of secularism. Negative meaning of secularism means religion at its place, politics at its place. That is negative meaning of secularism. Everybody knows republicanism means what? Republican Party in USA means everybody knows it. They are churchgoers. Whatever happens Sunday, they will reach the church. So Republican Party of USA, there are some unwritten rules which everybody knows. That is number one, they are churchgoers. They only believe in Jesus and no other religion, no other God. They are complete supporters of gun laws. Gun laws means I can own AK-47 rifle at my home. They completely support this. Everybody knows this. But still, it is separated. Complete separation of religion from politics, is it possible? Even in Western nation, it is not possible. Because when I say I am a Republican, when I say that itself, everybody will understand one thing. I am a churchgoer. I believe only in Jesus. I won't tolerate any other religion. It is understood. It is like a public secret. It is understood. Even you will find how to, and identifying a Republican also, Republican. First of all, let me tell you, there are only two parties are the Republicans and the Democrats. These are the only two political parties available in USA. So as far as a Republican is concerned, which is basically currently our dear Donald Trump. These things, how do you identify whether a person is Republican? Easy way to identify is what? Most of the time, they will have a US flag outside their home. A US flag will be there outside their home. So you can put US flag. That is, it will be kept in a slanting position. Like this, it will be kept. From that, you can identify. Okay, maybe this fellow, there is a possibility that he can be a Republican. A cross also sometimes you will see. Outside the home you will see, which clearly will tell that these are churchgoers. Ardent Christian faith followers. Bottom line is what? Can you really separate religion from politics? No. Because in USA, if I am a churchgoer, I believe in Christ like anything. Whom will I vote for? Republicans. I will not vote for Democrats. Because Democrats believes that all are equal. Let us treat everybody equally. All faiths has to be respected. That is what it is. So I know it. I know that Democrats, they support every religion. No. I am not going to vote for them. For me, Jesus is the only true savior. I will only vote for Jesus. And which is that party? Republican Party. That means even if we are looking up to the West, the so-called developed West, even there religion and politics is not separated, even though on paper it is. Agreed, on paper it is separated. But reality is what? Reality is a churchgoer in USA will always vote for Republican Party. Period. See, Anand, growing perception of majoritarian. Again, that is the answer to it. It is a perception. Perception of majoritarianism. And again, we'll have to get into the whole protectionism, everything. That is a different discussion altogether, which is not relevant to our topics here. Here the basic idea is this idea called secularism what we talk about? Now somebody asked me, can we call our government, is our government secular? So the answer to that is very, very simple. See, in India, if you actually see political parties, there are political parties which clearly symbolify a religion. Say, for example, you take Indian Union Muslim League. That is a political party, please understand. Correct. What is the key word there? Muslim. It's a political party from the Islamic faith. So obviously, who will be the members of it? People from the Islamic faith. Getting the point here. So even though we say separate the religion, separate the politics, remove the religion, remove the politics, what is the reality? You cannot remove it completely, especially in India. In India, the reality is, even though we want to say we are a sovereign, social, secular, democratic republic, that secular part is, just like our socialism part, it is a little on shaky grounds. Why? Because ultimately, vote is asked on the basis of what? Religion, caste, or both. All temple are made from taxpayers' money. That means government funding. Then how secular? Mruganka, are you serious right now? Then I will give you an. First of all, that is not correct. The temples are not made from taxpayers' money. Number one. Mruganka, I'll just give you a small homework. In India, when it comes to the management of religious institutions, this is not at all important from an exam perspective. Let me tell you that. Religious institutions, who manages temples, mosques, churches? Fund for temples, mosques, churches. Among these, who contributes to government? Find this out, you will be in for a nice surprise. Secular is nothing, slap on majority. Abhay Rajput, don't use such statements. Anand, see, unconstitutional and all these. See, that is my point here. You say it is unconstitutional, or if somebody says that secularism is a slap on the majority, both are just nothing but arguments on opposite sides of a coin. Because you cannot simply remove religion from politics. That is the reality. That is why I gave you the example of USA. Even in USA, you are not able to separate it out. Even in France you go, Europe you go, you won't be able to separate it out. That is the reason why now somebody has told me everywhere majoritarianism is happening. And what is this majoritarianism? What is this majoritarianism? What is probably happening in Ireland? What is happening in Germany? What is happening in maybe UK? What is happening in Canada? What is happening in almost every part of the world? Majoritarian people are telling enough. We don't want any more immigrants. We don't want any more outsiders. We only want our people, our belief, our system. Why? Religion. Bottom line, everywhere you see, you are going to see what? You are going to see religion playing a role there. Even though you desire to remove religion from politics, the reality is religion is the reality. Be it in the developed world, be it in developing countries like India. You cannot remove it. Clear? Moving on. Republic. The head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary position. Head of the state means like the president. The president of our country is elected, not like the King of England. So, in India, head of state, when we say, it is the president who is elected. Head of government, when we say, it is the prime minister who is also elected. Clear, people? This is the point here. Moving on. Taking it further forward. Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. These are the 4 conditions that government should ensure for all its citizens. Getting the point here? Government should ensure. I will agree with what Akansha has told. It is just for namesake. That is, you have to use a word there, so you are telling secular, secular, secular. But the reality is, anybody knows, vote is asked in the name of religion. Voting by people is also done in the name of religion. Getting the point here? Now, why is it that people are, why is religion sold here in our country? Why is religion sold in the country? Because people fall for that crap. That is a reality. People fall for that crap. That is, religion, religion, religion. People will die for it. Who are the people who are not dying for it? The super rich or the filthy rich. Because they feel, if I give money, I will get direct appointment with God. I don't have to stand in any queue. Pay the special pass ticket. I can directly access God. The top 10%. So they don't break their head over religion. Whereas when the majority of the people, the bottom 50%, when they are poor, when they are worried, what will they eat tomorrow? Then what will happen? They'll be worried about everything. Then the only hope what they have is what? God. A God will come, an avatar will come, and an avatar will come and save us. They'll believe in all such things. Got the picture here? This is how things are framed. How is republic different from democracy? Republic, when we say, like I told you, it only means the head of the state. Read it, please. The head of the state is elected, not a hereditary position. So, UK, for that matter, UK is a democratic country. Why? Because the prime minister plus the cabinet, they all are what? Elected. But you will never call UK is not a, or 1 minute, is not a republic. Why it is not a republic? Because who is the head of the state here? The head of state of UK is the king currently. Earlier when Queen Elizabeth was alive, it was the queen. This is hereditary. So once this, I forgot his name, Charles, I guess. So once that fellow dies, who will be the next king? His son. Who will be the, sorry, not next king, the next head of the state? His son. After him, his grandson. Like that, it will go. So now we have president of the state is Draupadi. Correct? Draupadi is the president. What about the next president? Next president will depend upon the next election. Getting the point? So UK is a democratic country, but UK is not a republic because their head of the state is a hereditary position. Father, son, grandson, great grandson, like that, it will keep going. Getting the point here? Akansha, there is no solution. There is no solution at all. Because this whole point about keeping religion away and all, it means we all have to develop an objective mind. Say for example, now many students, simple thing I will tell you. Many students, when they see me, the first thing that they do is immediately they'll fall on my feet. Why? What have I done something so great that they feel like falling on my feet? I am sharing an information with you. Correct? Agreed. As per the genetic lottery, I was born a little ahead of you. So, and yes, if you observe very carefully, plenty of white hairs are there, nicely hidden away. So are these the conditions? Okay, you respect me. Fine, respect. Let us shake hands. Let us hug if necessary. What is this whole purpose of bending down and touching my feet? So these customs, when it is there, where you show too much of respect beyond a certain level, objectivity will take a backseat. Getting the point? Objectivity will take a backseat because objective means what? Nikhil sir, yeah, he takes a class well. But I think this are some areas which he needs to correct. The other one, Guru Pranam and all that, what will happen? Nikhil sir always takes nice class. You are in a sort of what do you call it? La 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 land. Objective analysis means even though you like a person, you should also be able to tell what are their drawbacks. Be it father, mother, whoever it is. And the day when everybody develops this objective mindset only, they will understand. Religion, you keep it at your home and then go out of home. Otherwise, it will continue like that. So something as simple as this, you continue it. Are yaar, Ankita, why are you people getting... What is democracy? After studying so much, Ankita is going backwards, I guess. Democratic country means there are elections here. Elections are conducted. People vote. Head of the state of UK is the king. Head of state, not government. Head of government is Prime Minister and the cabinet. Understand? We are coming to that. Are you South Indian? I am from the state of Kerala. See, UK is a democratic country. India is a democratic country. Why? Prime Minister, cabinet, they are all elected by voting through election. India is a republic. Why? Because the head of the state, that is the president, is also elected. We have presidential elections here every 5 years. So Draupadi Murmu, before that Ramnath Kovind. Getting the point? Why UK is not a republic? Because the head of the state there is the king. Earlier it was Queen Elizabeth. Now it is king because Queen Elizabeth died. So her son, her elder son, he is the king now. He is the head of the state now. Touching feet meant that there is no ego in the person. Is it so? See, you are touching feet because you feel you don't have ego. Correct? But the person where somebody is bending down, they feel, somebody is touching my feet. Very, very good. You are boosting their ego. Showing respect, there are plenty of ways to show respect. Getting the point here? Plenty of ways are there. You need to understand to whom you are showing respect, where you are showing respect. Finally Ankita has got it. Now let us move on. Citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of caste, religion and gender. Very good. That is equal law for everybody. Same law for everybody. What rule applies to me applies to you also. Okay. Now, justice. Citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of caste, fine, religion, fine, and gender. To all of you here, let me give you, boys here, let me give you a small heart attack now. There is a section called section 69 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Okay. One rule is there. What is that rule? Pradyuman. I am going to use your name. So let us say Pradyuman falls in love with another girl. Girl also is in love with Pradyuman. Full on love. Both are in love. Big time. They have very serious relationship. Very, very serious. It is a live class, so there is a limitation to which I can use certain words. But later, that girl decided to break off. She decided to break off. Okay. Pradyuman is became Devdas only after that. But then Pradyuman got a nice proposal. Arranged marriage proposal came for Pradyuman. Pradyuman is like, okay, girl is rich, girl is good looking. Check, 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 check. Single daughter. For dowry, they will, sorry, not dowry. Dowry is illegal. As gift during the wedding, they are ready to give him some 300 crore as pocket money. One big Benz car also. All that they are ready to give. Okay. Pradyuman is like, from Devdas, he suddenly became KGF Rocky Boy. Because 300 crore pocket money. Where is such a big pocket? God Almighty knows. That girl goes and puts a complaint. That is his ex. Pradyuman's ex goes to the police station and files a complaint telling that Pradyuman promised on the pretext of marrying her. Promised that he will marry her and had physical relationship with her, and now he is going and marrying somebody else. Because the girl's psychology was very simple. Oh, he is going to have a better life. No way I am going to allow it. I am going to spoil it. That is the reason. She has no interest. She has no interest in Pradyuman. She just want to see Pradyuman sad throughout. She goes to the police station. Police will put a case of section 69. Pradyuman will have to show all the messages now, all the chat, everything, and then prove that I did not break up. She broke up with me. She went away. He will have to prove it. Got the point here? False pretext of marriage if you have physical relationship with a female. And if that female files a case on you, section 69 can be slapped on a male. Okay. So female goes to the police station and says, he cheated me. That's it. End of the game. Police will come and arrest you. By the time you take out your phone, sir, do all that, you would have easily spent some 2 to 3 months in jail. Then finally they will take out the details, everything. They'll come to know, oh, she left you. Fine. Ulta, is it possible? Can Pradyuman go and put a case on the girl telling that she told she will marry me and she had physical relationship with me? Can he go and put a case? No. Getting the point here. Pradyuman cannot put the case on the girl. Girl can put a case on Pradyuman. Got the point here? Is this justice? Girl can put a case on Pradyuman. Pradyuman cannot put a case on the girl. Getting the point here? So is this justice then? So in favor of gender or in favor of certain caste, certain maybe even religion also, sometimes we keep certain special clause. Why? Many are telling now he cheated me, got it sir, etc. Everybody told, fine. But what is the reality? One or two incidents are often highlighted in the media. That is very recently also we saw how, what is it, a female after marriage. I don't understand. You don't want to marry a person, just don't marry. Or after the marriage, take whatever gold, everything your parents gave you, write one nice letter for your new husband and then run away with your lover to Antarctica, Uganda, wherever you want. No issues. But why will somebody go to the extent of murdering someone? But the reality is, who are the real sufferers in India? It is always the women. That is the bottom line. Who are the people who are actually? What if the allegations are wrong? SSV is asking. Nothing. He can maximum, Pradyuman can go and file a defamation case. That's it. So, why is it that we have certain laws protecting women in India? Because women are the maximum sufferers in a marriage. Then, why we have certain laws protecting the SC and ST in India? Because they suffer a lot of discrimination in India. So even when we say the idea of justice, it is not that we keep equal law and we treat everybody equally. No. Certain special provisions are there to protect certain underprivileged classes. Got the point here? Underprivileged classes. Why Pradyuman can't? Because that is how the law is made. That is how the law is. Sweetie. See, it is not that domestic violence increased after BNS came. Domestic violence reporting has gone up. Getting the point here? Tweedledee. Liberty. There are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizens in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. Liberty means what? The freedom to, very correct, Madanaga Venkata. There are no unreasonable restrictions with regard to what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. So, three things: thought, expression, action. I am free to do any of this. Till when? As long as it does not affect the freedom of another individual. My liberty is not unlimited liberty. There are reasonable restrictions can be placed. I cannot say that now I have liberty, so I will walk on the road from tomorrow. I cannot do that. Reasonable restriction is there. Not on the road, you should walk on the footpath. Got the point here? If after proof he will be considered as right person, then will the girl be punished? As of now, Paras, there is no provision in law to punish the girl. There is no provision. And trust me, after you go to a police station, you come out and you finally prove you are innocent, the last thing that you will wish is what? You don't want to go behind the case anymore. Generally, when such false cases come, what generally has happened is, men, they just leave that entire place. They change their jobs, they leave that state, they move to another state, they cut off from all their old friends, relatives, everyone, and they leave alone. They just delete their past so that again they shouldn't come back to them again. That is the maximum that they do. Filing a counter case, like I told you, only defamation case is possible. But that also can get dragged through ages. Oh yes, you can prepare for PhD. You are preparing for PhD and you can prepare for UPSC, no problems. What happened when boy cheated? Sometimes girls afraid to file case and even not tell anyone. Then nothing. We'll have to wait for karma to come. What else? So that is liberty. Liberty doesn't mean absolute freedom, but it means freedom with reasonable restriction. So, why I underline this specifically, this is another information from your CSAT perspective. In English sentences, this is again NCRT, no surprises here. They could have simply wrote what? There are reasonable restrictions on the citizens. But instead, what did they do? There are no unreasonable restrictions. Means, in English language, we call it basically no is a negative. Correct? Means it's minus. Unreasonable, which is another negative. Two negatives makes what? Positive. That means the meaning, the other way of writing the sentence would have been, there are reasonable restrictions on the citizens in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. Keep it in mind. Two negatives making a positive. So sometimes these type of sentences can come for your English comprehension, the passage I am talking about. So there, remember this, two negatives, one positive. Okay, means there are reasonable restrictions. Because if I keep it, there are no reasonable restrictions, then it will read. Or there are unreasonable restrictions. Both will not apply. Context is what? No unreasonable means two negatives will become one positive. Correct. See, again, like I told you, who is this Shyam Kumar? Shyam, the reason it is, please understand, I agree. One or two cases will be there out of 100 where the female has filed a false case. But majority of the cases what we see now, very recently, I will give you an example. Very recently, now so many people are like boys and girls. Boys are like, there are no rights for men here. And in a case which took place in the state of Kerala, a female, an IB officer, intelligence bureau officer, that is the sad part, she got into intelligence bureau, but she somehow couldn't understand the intention behind her boyfriend's, what he was thinking of. So she was from the state of Kerala. This guy, her lover, again, two IB officers only. Both of them were working with IB only. So she fell in love with a colleague, had sexual relationship, everything with her. She became pregnant. She had an abortion. All of that. She kept on telling him, please marry me. I'm going mad. I'm going this thing, that thing, etc. He told her literally, you go, if you will, what is it? I cannot marry you. She said, I will die then. He said, go die. Let me know the time. Let me know the date. Like that, he started messaging. And she went and did that. She committed suicide. Now he has been arrested. Abetment to suicide. Because when they took her, when they did a postmortem, etc., that is when they understood that she had undergone abortion. Got the point here? Intelligence Bureau, somebody cleared the exam. That is not easy. Getting into IB either. Somebody cleared the exam and she got into IB. And somebody, an officer with the IB, he should also have some sense of ethics with him. Okay, I slept with this woman. I have made her pregnant. Let me try to marry her. That is, her parents were also, that is, he was in contact with her parents also. Getting the point here? So, when we say that one incident or two incidents in media gets highlighted a lot, but the reality is women are actually affected in India. Kannadiga, can government make a rule that the student can choose only one career option? Kannadiga, how can you do that? Because simple thing I will tell you, if that is the case, means half of the people now in the movie field should be kicked out. Why? They are all engineers. I should be kicked out because I am also an engineer. I should be kicked out from this teaching field. There are many people who will have a change of their career later. So we cannot bring any such picture, any such thing here. Equality. All are equal before the law. Which again, like we told, not really necessary. Some exceptions will be there to protect people. Fraternity. All of us should behave as if we are members of the same family. Fraternity, when we say, it is like a brotherhood. In India, brotherhood feeling will arise only on 2 occasions. When? War is there with Pakistan. We will all stay united. Or if there is an India versus Pakistan cricket match, again we will stand united. Otherwise, we will fight. Over caste, we will fight. Region, we will fight. Religion, we will fight. Language, we will fight. We will fight on everything. Getting the point here? Any doubts, people, till now? Any questions? Vinay, see, let me tell you one thing. You all, if you are preparing for UPSC, don't ever pass a comment on somebody's looks. All right. Our eyes, our nose, our mouth, etc. are at the right place in almost a proper proportion, not because we were sitting and designing ourselves. It's just God's blessing. So never ever belittle someone on the basis of their looks, no matter whoever it is. Always judge a person only on the basis of their action, their karma, nothing else. That should be the only criteria there. What is meaning before the law? Before the law means law. If law is a person, law will view all the people the same way. Before the law means everybody is the same in front of the law. No ups and downs there. That's it. Abhay Rajput, that is a different discussion. We will take it up when we are taking up judiciary. Exactly, Kanun ke samne. Saurabh, see, like I told you, these are all just the introduction part. Because see, I took one farm bill and then we saw how it went. The discussion got a little. There is nothing more to explain, my dear brother. Provincial legislature, you forget provincial legislature. Forget it. It is just history. Just forget it. We will take it up again once when we start our constitution. See, the point is, understand one thing. We need to invest time on the basis of the importance of the topics. Because polity is one such subject where if I start discussing anything, any discussion can go out of hand. So it is important that we stay within the boundaries. Positive, negative example, etc. Positive example, you should be able to think for yourself. Whichever subject it is. The controversial or negative example I will always give you. Having said that, even now we are only doing a trailer part because all these concepts will come back again when we take up Lakshmikant in full swing. Clear, people? Provincial legislature, once again, Mriganga, it is just state legislature. That's it. State legislative assembly, which used to function during British days. We need not break our head as to how it functioned because, number one, you won't get any questions on it. Number two, it is part of actually modern history. You will be reading it in modern history also. Briefly, we will discuss how it used to function. That's enough. More than that, we need not get in depth to it. All right. So that is the point here. So the next set of topics, that is elections onwards, we will take it up in tomorrow's class. Okay, people? Well, let us call it a day.